Well, we are live, folks. Another live episode of the Riff Rundown with my friends at Fishman. This is going to be a fun one. This is one I have gotten a ton of requests for since I started this Riff Rundown. It's I Want You, She's So Heavy by the Beatles off of Abbey Road. This is a super fun one to play. The chords seem really interesting, right? We get some really cool arpeggiated chords here, but they're really, really fun to play, and we're going to go through it as always, note by note, chord by chord, all of that good stuff. It's going to be a fun one. So have your electric guitar in standard tuning today. All right, this one's definitely geared towards my intermediates, my advanced students here. My beginners who are watching, there's going to be plenty of stuff for you here too. And again, some stuff to work up towards, which is really, really great. So I encourage you to stick around for this lesson because it's going to be a really fun one. So electric guitar, standard tuning, all right? Going to be a lot of fun here. We're going to go through all the parts of the tune, including the really awesome solo at the top. So before we get started here, you know I like to ask questions. So let me know where you are tuning in from, all right? And your favorite Beatles album. And I'll add a second question here too, since those of us in America, we're going to be celebrating Thanksgiving next week. Those of you who celebrate Thanksgiving, also added bonus, let me know your favorite Thanksgiving side dish. Why not? All right, so your favorite LP from the Beatles, and if you're in America, let me know what your favorite Thanksgiving side dish is. All right, so here we go, folks. This is I Want You, She's So Heavy by the Beatles. So that's going to be the tune that we're going to learn today. Lots of really cool parts, lots of really cool chords here. We're also going to go over the solo that George Harrison does at the top, as well as the chords that are underneath that chorus part. We're going to go over all of that stuff too. So I see we got a bunch of people tuning in from all over the place. So let's go ahead and say hello to everyone who's tuning in. So thank you all so much for being here. All right. Where is everyone tuning in from? We got Michigan, we got Brighton, UK, Saratoga, New York, we have Germany here, we have Illinois, awesome. Lots of Abbey Road is a favorite album. Thanks so much, everybody. Very, very cool. We got Munich here, Rhode Island, Macedonia, very cool. Welcome, welcome. This is great. This is great. We got Maryland. Ooh, oyster stuffing is your favorite Thanksgiving side dish. That is cool. I mean, from Maryland to the East Coast, that sounds awesome. All right, lots of Germany here today. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We've got Tel Aviv, Israel. Very cool. Plymouth, love it. Australia, Melbourne, thanks for being here. All right, we got Georgia, Virginia Beach, South Carolina, Palm Beach, Michigan, Louisiana, Los Angeles, Arizona, Tennessee. Thank you all for being here. This is great. Let's go ahead and get started. So I've got my Fender Strat. This is my American Deluxe from 1998 with the Fishman Fluence single width Strat style pickups. You want to learn more about these pickups, you can go to the link in the video description. I have that there. And I am going through a Fender Princeton 65 reissue with a 10-inch Alnico speaker. So I know I always get questions about that, so just gonna get right to it, all right? So let's go ahead and look at the intro here. There's gonna be a series of 4 chords, so I'm gonna play all of them right now. I'm gonna play it a little slower. chords here. Let's look at the first one. So we've got a regular old D minor, okay? And how we're going to strike it, how we're going to play it, it's pretty simple here. We're going to arpeggiate it. We're going to go from the low strings to the high strings, and then back up from the high strings to the lower strings, all right? So what we're going to do here, first 3 fingers play this chord. We're going to get our first finger here on the F note, okay? First fret of the E string, okay? Your second finger, second fret of the G string, that note is A, all right? And your third finger reaching over to the third fret of that B string, that note is D. So when we're talking about the chord, the building of the chord, right? The tonal centers of this chord, we have the 1 flat 3 5, since this is a minor chord, so D is our 1. We have our F, which is our flat 3, to our A, which is our 5. So what we're going to do here, we're going to strike from the D string downward, and then we're going to go ahead backwards, striking the B string and G string. So let's do that nice and slowly. Here we go. Okay, just like that. Let's do that one more time. Okay, now what we're going to do here, get that third finger. We're going to bring it up to this F note, third fret of the D string. Now we're going to place our pinky here on the third fret of the B string, B as in boy. So what this chord is, it's a D minor with an F in the bass. Okay, so that's where our third finger is, that third fret of the D string, that's our F in the bass. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to strike it exactly the same. All right, so D string all the way down to the high E, then the B string going up, and the G string. All right, so just like that, let's go ahead and play that D minor over F. Sometimes I play all of this with a pick. Sometimes I'll hybrid pick it too, using my middle finger to strike upwards on that E string. All right, so I'll leave that up to you. Okay, now let's combine both chords D minor to the D minor over F. All right, so let's go ahead and do that again. Just like that. Now, let's go ahead and add this next chord. So the next chord is called an E7 flat 9. Okay, sounds like a really interesting chord, right, with a really interesting name. But think about it. All it is an E7 chord with an added note, flat 9. Okay, so here's how we're going to get there from that D minor over F. Okay, so we've got that D minor over F. I want you to get your second finger, bring it up one string, second finger, second fret of the D string, so that is our E note. Okay, now what we're going to do here, so that's the chord we're looking for. Bring that first finger up, okay? So that first finger is going to go across the first fret of the G string, B string, and the E string, so just like that, okay? And our fourth finger placing that D note, third fret, the B string. Okay, now here's how we're going to play it. So if we strum it, sounds like an interesting chord, and don't worry, we're going to come back to this chord a little bit later. It's a really, really fun one. Okay, so we're going to strike it from the D string, G string, B string, and E. That's it. We're not going to go backwards. We're just going to strike it just like that. We're just going to go down. All right, so let's go ahead now incorporating these three chords, D minor over F, and the E7 flat 9. Here we go. Let's do that again. Here we go. keep going. Again, really, really interesting chord shapes here. It's a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and do that again. So once we have that under our fingers, what we're going to do is we're going to do a bit of a walk down to our B flat 7 chord, okay? So from that E7 flat 9, see how this third finger has nothing to do? This is a good thing. We're going to give it a job. Right now, third finger, third fret of the A string, that's our C. Second finger is going to play that B note, second fret of the A string. First finger plays the B flat. So that's how we're going to start to get to that B flat 7 chord. All right? So let's go ahead and do this. Let's start it from the top, and we're just going to do the walk down. Then we'll build the chord in a minute. All right? So let's go ahead and do that. I'll slow it down just a little. So here we go. Cool, right? Let's do it again. Like that one more time for good luck. Why not? We're getting warmed up here. Here we go. Okay, very cool, right? Let's go ahead and build that B7, B flat 7. All right, so we're going to do here, once we get that first finger on that B flat, let's go ahead and make a bar, all right, because this is going to be a bar chord. So what I mean by that, first finger, laying it across the A string all the way down to that high E. Okay, nice bar. We want to be perpendicular with the fret. We don't want to be doing any of this. We want to be perpendicular with that fret. All right. Third finger, go ahead and reach it to the F note, which is on the third fret of that D string. All right. And then your fourth finger, go ahead and place that on the D note, which is on the third fret of the B string. All right. So it's going to sound like this. Now, how we're going to strike it, okay, we're going to go ahead and strike the B flat, strike the F, okay, and we're going to go here, all right, we're going to strike that A flat. Guess what? That's the 7. That's the flat 7. Okay, so we're striking all of the notes from the A string down to the E string. Then we're going to strike that D note, or the high E rather, so that F. And then landing there on that A flat, so the first fret of the G string. So it'll sound like this with the walk down. Build the B flat 7. Just like that, all right? So let's go ahead, do that again from the top. Nice and slow, combining all the parts. So here we go. Let's do it again. Now what we're going to do here, we're going to go to an A augmented. It sounds like this. Probably my favorite chord in this entire song. It's so cool. So how we're going to do this, okay? We're going to release that bar, all right? What we're going to do is we're going to play the open A string, just like that, because it's an A augmented. Now, what we're going to do here, well, first let me talk about this. You know, I say the building blocks of chords, right? The tonal center. So like 1, 3, 5 for major, 1 flat, 3, 5 for minor. An augmented chord, okay, also has 3 notes, but it's a little bit different. This one, it's a 1, 3, sharp 5. Okay, so that 5 note, sharpen it. All right, so that A augmented sounds like this. So check it out. One of the notes we think we call by one name, but in fact we call it another. If anyone knows what the sharp 5 of A is, write it in the comments, okay? I'm very excited about this note. So what we're gonna do here, second finger, placing that on the 2nd fret of the G string. That is our A, that's gonna be our root. Our 3rd finger, okay, we're gonna place that on the 2nd fret of the B string. That's our C sharp. So right there, 1 and 3, A and C sharp, okay? So check this out. 1st finger, we're placing that on the 1st fret of the E string. However, we are not calling this F. We are not calling this an F note. I know, we're calling it by its other enharmonic name, which is E sharp. Because E is the 5, okay, we have to put a sharp, right? We have to call it as music theory is telling us to call it. So we can't call it F. We have to call it E sharp. E sharp is real, my friends. There we go. Those of you who get the catchphrase, give me a high five. E sharp is real, folks. So there we go. Okay. So there it is. So let's go ahead, do that from the very, very top. So here we go. And how we're going to strike that? Open A string, G string, B string, and E string, just like that. All right, let's do that again. One more time, here we go. And one more time for good luck. E sharp is real. There we go. Okay, so that's the intro. Super, super fun. Again, take your time with it. All right, take your time with it. It's a fun one to do. So when we look at the verses, right? We're going to be doing all of this over an A minor chord. So that I want you. So it's around an A minor. So when we look at what's happening with the guitar, okay? That's what's happening in the verse, all right? So we're gonna go ahead and take that chunk by chunk, all right? And this is all coming from an A minor pentatonic, which is a scale I'm sure a lot of us know. Okay, so that's where it's coming from. So let's go ahead and talk about the notes. Now again, it's all about groove, it's all about finesse, all right? This is such a groovy little bit, okay, with a part that is, you know, from a very, very friendly scale, all right? So, we're gonna do here, let's look at part 1. So, sometimes I like to slide into it, or you can just go straight into that 7th fret of the D string, okay? So, that's an A note there, 7th fret of the D string. We're gonna start there. Then we're going to go to the 5th fret of that G string with our 3rd finger on that G string there. Okay, so that note is D, D as in dog. Give it a good little bend and then lightly mute it with that part of your hand. I'll do that again. I'll do it again. It's like you're bending and then you're muting it before you resolve it, okay? Like that. Now part 2. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, 3rd finger, 7th fret of the D string, that note is A. Okay, with our 1st finger again on that 5th fret of the G string, okay, that note is C. Going back to our D note, 7th fret, so far. Now we're going to bend that back to true. Okay, so we bend it up a whole step. Then bringing it back to true with the bend. Okay, back to the 5th fret. Back to the 7th fret of that D string. That note is A. Back to C. Back to D. Finishing the phrase at C, 5th fret. Okay, I'll play that nice and slowly. Follow along. Part 2. Part 1 and part 2 together. Here we go. Part 2. Part 1, part 2. Here we go. Now, when I'm bending here, anytime I'm doing bends, at least in this part of the song, I like to bend. If the source of the bend is using the 3rd finger, I'd like to get a little help. I like to get a little help from my friends. Had to, sorry. 1st finger and 2nd finger helping me bend that note. Instead of just only thinking about that 3rd finger and only using that, my 1st and 2nd finger aren't doing anything, so I have them help me just a little bit in getting to that note, all right? So think about that. So here we go, parts 1, parts 2, let's do that again and then we'll move forward. Part 2. And also, watch the alternate picking here. We really want to do that. We don't want to just strike downwards. We don't want to do that. Alternate pick. Okay. Now here's a really fun part here. So this is part 3. Really going to be utilizing that bend, all right? Using that 1st and 2nd finger to help us bend that D note, all right? That's at the 7th fret of that G string. Okay, so we're going to give that a few wiggles there. Just like that, all right? So let's go ahead and do that. Parts 1, 2, and 3. Let's go nice and slowly here. We are in no rush, folks. Here we go. Part 3. Let's do that again. Parts 1, 2, and 3. Here comes part 3. All right. Now part 4. Now, if we already know the A minor pentatonic scale, it's really going to help us with this part of the verse because it's literally that scale. We are taking notes from that scale, all right? So we've got bend of part 3. Part 4, so that I want you so bad, it's driving me mad, it's driving me mad. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. 3rd finger, 7th fret of the D string. That note is A. Okay, so that motif of A, C, D, bending that to E. Okay, 7th fret, D, 5th fret, G, 7th fret of the G string, bend it. Okay, so with that bend, that's really interesting. We're striking it, then bending it in the first time. Now as we're going, I want you so bad, right? We're striking it as the note is already being bent, then bringing it down. Okay, I'll do it a little more gracefully. That's why it's nice to have help from that first and second finger to help you do that. Now, after that bend, go to the 5th fret of that G string, 7th fret D, 5th fret G. Now this part, it's driving me mad, it's driving me mad. We're going to do that next. So. 7th fret, D string. 5th fret of the D string. So that note is G, G as in go. Now we're playing E, 7th fret of the A string. Going back to our G, now to A, hammer on. 5th fret of the D string, back to G, to E, to D, to C, to A. Play through that whole part nice and slowly. I know it's a lot, but again, if you know the A minor pentatonic scale, this will be pretty intuitive, all right? So here we go from part 3. So. Let's do it from the very top of the verse. So here we go. Go ahead and do that again, then we'll get over to the D minor section, or minor 4 chord. Here we go. So there you have it. So there's that part that is played over the A minor section. And again, there's just one chord. It's that A minor, all right? So again, and yes, thank you all so much who are saying this. If you're enjoying the lesson, be sure to subscribe to the channel. It does help the cause. And if you're liking the video, click the like button on YouTube. It helps the cause, and it gets this video out there to people who also want to learn how to play this tune and learn how to play guitar. So by liking the like button and clicking it, whatever, we're helping other people too. So let's go ahead and do that. Spread the word. Appreciate it. And also too, if you guys are digging the pickups, link is in the video description about these Fishman Fluents, which are always killing. I love these pickups a lot. They're great. So after this A minor part, we go ahead and now we're playing in D minor. All right. So we're playing over that D minor chord. So it's going to sound like this. so we get a little bit of a walk up instead of a walk down like we did over the A minor. So let's go ahead and look at that. All right, so again, we're playing over a D minor chord. All right, so what we're gonna do here, we're gonna get our third finger starting at the 12th fret of a D string. So that's a D note. And that's part 1. So what we're gonna do there, we're playing that D note, 12th fret of the D string. First finger is playing the 10th fret of the G string, all right? That note is F. Now for that bend, okay, getting that third finger there, 12th fret of the G string, so that's G note, all right? Bend it, and then again, that little mute trick with the side of the hand. Let's do that again. And again, if you want a little help with that first and second finger to help you bend, go ahead and use that too. Let's do that one more time. Okay. Now part 2 sounds like this. So let's go ahead and talk about that. So 12th fret of that D string to 10th fret of the G string. Okay, to the 12th fret of the G string. Bend at that 12th fret of the G string. Okay. Bring it back to true, 12th fret. To the 10th fret. To the 12th fret of the D string, D note. Okay. To the 10th fret of the G string, F. To G, 12th fret G string. Resolving at F, 10th fret. Okay. So now let's go ahead. Parts 1, parts 2. We'll go slowly here. Here we go. Part 1 over the D minor chord. Part 2. Now you can pull off or not. Up to you. All right, so here we go again, parts 1 and 2. Such a great riff, so fun. Okay, and again, we're in the D minor pentatonic here. Now this part, I love. This is part 3. Gotta love a really good double stop, nice bluesy double stop, all right? So we're gonna do here, okay, so first finger, or I'm sorry, third finger on the 12th fret of that D string, so that's gonna be our D note. First finger on F, 10th fret of the G string. Now this is how I like to play it. I've seen different variations on how to do this. For me, this is how I like to play this, but if you only want to use your third finger to do this, that's fine. I like to use my pinky as well. So my third finger on the 12th fret of the G string, so that's our G note, and then my fourth finger on the 12th fret of the B string, which is B. Now, I also like to hybrid pick this. My pick is hitting the G string, my middle finger is striking upwards on the B string. And I'm just going back and forth, bending, back to true, bending, back to true. Okay, this takes a little bit of hand strength, a little bit of practice. You could just strum it like I just did there, but I feel like I have a little bit more control if I hybrid pick that, so that's what I do. Is that great? Oh, it's so awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and do the first 3 parts, okay, being played over that D minor chord in the progression. So here we go. Cool, right? So that's part 3. So, part 4. So that I want you so bad, it's driving me mad, it's driving me. That's this part, okay? So what we're gonna do here, I like to include a little bit of a slide. I think it's fun. Third finger, 10th fret of the D string, okay? So right there, so that is our C. sliding up to D, whole step, 12th fret of the D string, okay? Okay, now what we're gonna do here, first finger, 10th fret of that G string, hitting the 12th fret of the G string. You don't need to do all the crazy things I'm doing right there. Just like that. Bending up on that 12th fret. Bringing it back to true. Again, that upward bend, right? Striking it as it's up and bringing it down. Just like that. Okay, back to that 10th fret of the G string, 12th fret D string, 10th fret G string. Back to the 12th fret of the D string, 10th fret D string, playing A, 12th fret of the A string, 10th fret of the D string, that note is C, to D, 12th fret, back to C, and then walk up, 10, 11, 12 on that A string, G, G sharp, A, all right, just like that. So let's go ahead and do that last section, all right? So let's go ahead and do it. So now let's go ahead and go through all of D minor. And I see some people are saying, hey, wish you had a bass player today. Don't worry, I'm going to show you the bass part in the chorus real quick. It's a fun one. So here we go from the top of our D minor section. Do that again. Don't forget to alternate pick. All right. So that is what's happening. Okay, in the verses. So now let's go ahead and do this. Let's combine the A minor section and the D minor section, and I'll take a few moments for questions. So those of you who have questions, please type them in the comments. And again, if you're enjoying lessons, be sure to subscribe to the channel, helps the cause, and check out all the cool Fishman stuff, see what they're up to. Link is in the video description, all right? So here we go from the top. And you could throw in an A minor, 1, 2, 3, if you wanted to. Now to our D minor section. Throw in a D minor, do it. All right, so just like that. Really, really fun one. So, pretty cool stuff, right? So let's go ahead and then take some questions here. Also, too, before we get into, let's see, yeah, we'll go into that E7 flat 9, which is going to open up that little like kind of chorusy part. Yeah, and then still talk about the solo that happens at the top too, which is a really, really cool solo. All right, very, very cool. Glad. How's everybody doing? Seems like everybody's catching on. Everybody's comfortable. This is great. This is great. Yes, we are doing this. So yes, solo starts at the A minor pentatonic over that A minor section. Very, very cool. Yeah, great song off of the Beatles LP. Totally, Totally agree. Yes, so someone is asking, please tell me about those Fishman pickups. So these are the Fishman Fluence single width Strat style. I have this in position 2 as far as the pickup configuration, so it's going to be these two guys here. I have it in setting 1, and then I'm going through a Princeton Reverb 65 reissue with an Alnico speaker. So that's what's going on today. As far as effects, it is guitar and amp, and that is it. Touch of reverb on that amp, but not too much. So that's what's going on there. So thanks for the question, Tom. All right, so let's go ahead and go into the next section, which is this. It's pretty much that E7 flat 9. And then you got the cool bass line, which is super fun to play too. Guitar doesn't play if the bass does, but I'll show you how to do it. Also, you could go back and play that E7 flat 9 here. Or not there at all. Okay, let's do that again. So you could choose to do it there, you could choose to do it here. Okay, both are great. I'll show you how to do both. So we're gonna do here, so that E7 flat 9, we're gonna play it somewhere else here. You could play it here as well, but I'll show you this one. So we're gonna do here, second finger is going to be on the 7th fret of that A string, so that's our E. Okay, our first finger is going to be on the 6th fret of the D string, that is our G sharp. Okay, we're going to place our third finger on the 7th fret of the G string. Okay, so that is going to be our D note. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to put this down. All right, this first finger down, we want to touch the 6th fret of that B string. That's going to be an F note, and that's the flat 9. So just like that. So what we're going to do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And that's how we're going to strum that for most of it, okay? Pretty cool stuff, right? So it's a really cool chord. Now, if you wanted to play, if you like this one better up here, you could do that too. So your second finger, okay, placing that on the E 2nd fret of the D string, okay, bringing your first finger across the 1st fret of the G string, B string, and the high E, okay, 3rd finger, playing the B note there, 3rd fret of the D string. So, you could do that too. All right, I kind of like to do it here because everything's close, but I'm pretty sure when they recorded it, they did it here. If someone knows better than me, please put it in the comments. I like to play it there. I'm a big fan of that chord. I think it's a lot of fun. And yes, someone is saying, yes, guitar players like Jimi Hendrix did use an E9 chord. They use a sharp 9 a lot, but this one we're using a flat 9. Okay, so it's good stuff. So that's what's happening there. So let's go ahead and talk about the bass riff too. The bass riff here is a ton of fun. The guitar player does not play this, okay, but Paul does. So I'll show you how to do it. So what we're going to do, it's going to be a walk down, or I'll play the whole thing first and we'll talk about it. Okay, so what we're going to do here, 3rd finger is going to be placed in the F sharp 9th fret of that A string, and we're going to do that walk down. 9th fret, 8th fret, 7th fret. In terms of notes, F sharp, F to E. Okay? And just like that. I don't want to see that. Each finger gets a fret. Now, how I like to do this, I like to place my 3rd finger rather, flat across the 9th fret of the D string and the 9th fret of the G string, okay? Our B and E respectively, okay? So we got this. Let's go ahead and do that. Now, get your first finger, placing that on the 7th fret of that G string. That note is D, okay? From the top. Now, with your 3rd finger, grab that B note, 9th fret of the D string, and then resolve there on the E 7th fret of the A string. So let's go ahead and do that whole thing nice and slowly here. Don't forget to alternate pick. again. And then that low E. You could even hit the low E and not even play it on the 7th fret. And just do that. You can do that too. So start from that E, 7, flat 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Cool stuff, right? Such a fun little riff. Again, Paul's playing that part, but I'm like, man, I really want to teach that on the riff rundown this week, so wanted to throw that in too. So that's pretty much most of the tune already, all right? So we've got that intro. To our A minor section. First and second finger to help you. Now to our D minor section. Bassline. Pretty cool. So that goes like back and forth, right? And listen to the song to see like the sections and going through all of them, all right? So that's pretty much the meat and potatoes of the tune. So for this last 15 minutes of this lesson, what I would like to go through is the intro solo, which is wicked cool. It's really, really awesome and super fun. Very interesting solo, but George was just such an interesting and just really phenomenal guitar player, in my opinion, one of my absolute favorites. So let's go ahead and listen to what's going on there. So we've got this. So this is the solo at the very, very top when we're doing all that. All right, so we've got and then we got the I want you. Such a great solo. So let's go ahead and talk about how to play this thing. So what we're going to do here, 3rd finger, going on the 8th fret of that G string, sliding quickly to the 10th. What are those notes? Okay, we got that E flat to F. Okay, that's the first part. So far, so good. Okay, not too bad. Just sliding into it. Nothing fancy. Okay? Now, from that 10th fret, slide to the 14th fret. Okay? It's going to be the 14th fret of the G string. We're going to stay on the string. It's going to be our A note. Okay? So, try to get it as smooth as possible there. I'll do it smoother for you here. Here we go. That's what we're looking for. Okay, let's do that again. Okay, one more time. Now, part 2 is going to go like this. Now, what we're doing there, 3rd finger, okay, doing a lot of bending in this lesson. It's a lot of fun. Okay. Now, 3rd finger, 13th fret, B string. That's going to be a C note. We're going to bend it up a whole step and bring it back down. Then we're going to resolve on that B note with our 2nd finger, 12th fret of the B string. Just like that. Let's combine parts 1 and 2. Here we go. that beautiful? Really melodic, especially over that progression at the top. Let's go ahead and do that again. Okay. Now, to the best of my ear, this is what I'm hearing for part 3. Okay? Nice squeaky little bend. It's fun. So what we're going to do here, get your third finger on that 15th fret of the B string. So that's going to be a D note to a B, B as in boy, 12th fret of B string. Okay? So, and you're going to kind of pull it off. It's a light pull off. Okay? Now, third finger is going to bend at the 16th fret of the high E string. All right, so that would be a G sharp, and we're going to bend it, but then we're going to mute it because we don't want to do that. We don't want to resolve and then mute. Okay, so it ends as it's being bent. We're not resolving it. All right, so let me do that again. And mute with that side of your hand right here. Okay, let's do that again. Very bluesy. It's cool. Okay. So let's combine it with parts 1 and 2. Here we go. And then mute. Again. Now, the last part. Notice how I still have that string bent. That's how we're going to start part 4. We have that note bent, and we're going to bring it back down. We're going to strike it as it's bent, bring it back down, okay? So here's part 4. I'll do part 3 for context. Now part 4. Really cool. So, such a fun solo to play. This is so cool. So we've got that bend at that 16th fret, right? Or no, 16th fret. 16th fret. There it is. I'm like getting in David Gilmour territory here. So, okay. Bring it back down. First finger, 13th fret. It's our F note. Now, second finger, placing that 14th fret of the G string, which is our A note. We're going to strike that A augmented again, right? E sharp. Now with our third finger still down on that C sharp, 14th fret of the B string, strike that again. Finishing the solo, 17th fret, that high E, which is going to be our A. Okay? So, really, really cool solo here. I'll go through that again from the very, very top, nice and slow. Here we go. Let's do that again. Now with a little more speed. So there's a solo for the very, very top of the tune. Really, really awesome, awesome solo. Yeah, so it's good. All right. See, it seems like a lot of you are catching on. Love it. Yeah, I got to tell you, I'm a David Gilmour territory. I'm a huge David Gilmour fan, and man, it is one of these days I'll have to do one of his tunes on here. Huge, huge fan. I love how he plays and the emotion he emotes. He's just a killer player. Really, really great. All right, so that's what's happening there. Pretty cool stuff, right? Super fun song here. Also, too, I do want to mention the chords that we're going to see in the... So say you don't want to do that line. Say you're playing with another guitar player and they want to play that line. You're like, okay, well, I'll do something else. You can do chords underneath this. So in the section, so the I want you so bad, it's driving me mad, it's driving me mad. Okay, let's go over those chords in that section. A little lower than my range, but it is fun. All right, so what we're going to do here. So those chords. So the I want you so bad, it's driving me mad, it's driving me mad. Pretty easy chords, right? So my beginners who are watching, check it out. Pretty friendly chords here. So I'll show you them there, but know that you can play them as bar chords too, all right? So we've got A minor to C to D to F, to G, to A minor. Now those are just the open chords with the exception of the one bar chord in F, right? So if we wanted to play these as bar chords, we could do it this way. So A minor to C, to D, to F, to G. You could do it that way too. So we have those, all right? And same thing for when we are in the D minor section. All right? There are chords there too. So those chords, so I want you so bad, it's driving me mad, it's driving me. So let's look at those chords there. Those chords are going to be D minor to F to C to B flat to G, and I'm going to play these as octaves here. G, F sharp to A. So as far as the octaves go, because we don't want to do this, because it's not quite that. Not that kind of tune, okay? So we want to keep just the roots here. So what we're going to do here, first finger, 3rd fret of the E string, so that's our G note. We're going to play another G note octave here, but this time 4th finger placing down the 5th fret of the D string. Now my 2nd and 3rd finger, use them as buffers, do not press, just lay them across the strings. What this does is it allows us to only hear the E string and the D string. Check it out. Hear that? So that's what we want to do. So do not press the 2nd and 3rd fingers. So we're going to go to G, go up a half step, 4th fret and 6th fret respectively, G sharp, to A, up one more half step, 5th fret and 7th fret respectively on the E and D string. All right, so this is one way to play that part if we wanted to play the chords instead of the riff. To F, to C, to B flat, G, G sharp, A. Let's do that one more time. Okay, so let's go over the A minor chords and then these chords one more time. And folks, we're going to call it a day. Again, if you enjoyed this lesson, be sure to like the video. It helps the cause, it helps the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel, and again, if you want to check out all the cool stuff Fishman is up to, be sure to click the link in the video description, folks. All right, so here we go. Here are the chords, and we're going to call it a day. Here we go. Now in the D minor section. Okay, and again, we could play these as bar chords. So here we go, A minor. Same thing with the D minor section. Let's go ahead and play those as bar chords as well. of it. Really, really fun song. Again, something here for everybody, all right? And again, this video is up on YouTube. So you want to go, focus on one section, watch it, learn it, then move on to the next. Again, a really, really fun song, really fun one to play on a really fun electric guitar. So, as always, wishing you all so much success in your musical journeys. Again, Brian's asking, how do I subscribe to the channel? Go on YouTube, Angela Petrilli Music, find the video, click the subscribe button. It does help the cause. Also, too, I'm going to be playing some shows in LA, December 10th, 2022. I will be playing at the Mint. It'll be my final show of 2022. So if you're in LA, swing by, say hello. I'll be there with the band. We're going to be playing songs off of our new EP, which as of next week will be done. So masters have been submitted, and yeah, look forward to that release in 2023. So it's going to be really excited about the new music. So again, wishing you all so much success. Have a lot of fun on this song. It's a really, really great Beatles tune. And yeah, it's always a pleasure, and we'll see you guys next week. All right, everybody take care. Happy playing.